Hey, it's Andrew with Youth.
And it's Lindsay from Pursuit Kids. And we just wanted to take a moment to share with you all some exciting things that we've been dreaming up about how to better intentionally disciple your fifth graders as they're about to become fifth graders on Promotion Sunday. Summer is just around the corner, and on June 3rd is when we will be moving our fourth graders into a new fifth grade ministry.
Yeah, we've got some dreams we've been cooking up, but before we tell you where we're going, we wanted to let you know where we've been. Maybe you've wondered why we structure Swerve the way we do with 5th through 8th graders all together. I mean, most junior high schools are 6th through 8th grade, so do we have some secret algorithm or special reason why we're keeping our 5th graders with our 8th graders? And the short answer is not really. To be honest, Swerve as we know it today kind of happened on accident. You see, Swerve originally was supposed to be a 5th through 6th grade ministry as a transition for our students in between kids and youth, as an opportunity for them to experience and warm up to the idea of being a part of a youth group. But when our junior high pastor left, that left all of our 7th and 8th graders completely unattended with no one to hang out with them on Sundays, and they just kind of got absorbed into Swerve, and that's how we became a 5th through 8th grade ministry. Now, I don't know of any other church that structures their youth programs like this, and there's a few really good reasons why.
So some of the challenges that we've seen specifically on the kids side is that these 4th and 5th grade ages, they feel a little bit too old for kids ministry, but they're not quite ready for youth ministry. More of the life group, discussion-based youth ministry stuff, they're beginning to get it, but they're not quite 100% there yet. And right now we've been functioning on a K-3 curriculum that Orange provides. And it's awesome, and it provides really great resources for our 4th and 5th grade ages that we haven't necessarily been utilizing as much. So we're excited to look forward and see some solutions that we can come to with that, but we really want to honor these students as they're feeling a little bit too old, but we want to intentionally work with them and disciple them as we're figuring out that next step into junior high ministry.
Yeah, as Lindsay mentioned, we do a lot of discussion in Swerve and in youth. Most of our discussion occurs in conversation groups, and we found just every year since 5th graders have been a part of our middle school program, it's been just such a struggle for them. They're just not quite there yet developmentally to engage in conversation groups. And it's been a struggle for our leaders, but it's also been a struggle for those students. It's just a bit uncomfortable, and they're not quite ready to process through some of the things that they're feeling and thinking quite yet. And unlike kids, we don't do a lot of dramas and skits. We do a lot of our teaching in the form of lessons and storytelling. And though we've got some great storytellers, that's another area that they're really just challenging to connect with us. Overall, we found 5th graders, they're just not quite ready to be a part of middle school ministry yet, which makes sense because no one else structures it that way. And it's more for your students than it is even for the sake of our program. So we've got some ideas on how we can turn things around.
So as I mentioned earlier, Orange does provide us with resources to intentionally work with that 4th and 5th grade age group. We're going to start utilizing some of those things more and really begin to introduce these 5th grade students to some of those Swerve type of activities and way of just being discipled. And so through that, we're going to have an intentional, specialized leader who's going to be working with them to kind of adapt the curriculum in places where it feels a little bit too young and start to challenge them on how do they continue to further their walk with God. In addition to having this specialized leader comes a part of connect with people. They're going to be able to have specialized hangouts after church where they start to do some of these life group sorts of things and have an adult that's really going to be there with them to help them transition into junior high ministry. So we're excited for those things. We think it's going to be a really awesome segue as they start to move into Swerve.
Yeah, we don't see the solution as just throwing 5th grade students back into kids ministry for an extra year. We want to get back to the heart of why we created Swerve in the first place, to be a longer, more intentional transition from kids into youth. And so we're going to start overlapping our ministries more. Lindsay and I are going to be partnering more and figuring out what it looks like to bridge the gap between kids and youth. One of the first ways that your students will experience this overlap in our ministries is actually going to be on June 3rd, Promotion Sunday. Maybe your kids have already been talking about the annual color war, and we know that some students would be kind of disappointed to miss out on that. So your students are still invited to participate in the color war as a preview of Swerve. That won't be a full-on promotion into Swerve, but it will be an opportunity for them to check out what Swerve is all about, play some games with us, and launch this new intentional year together as a group.
So shameless plug, like bring clothes that you don't mind. You're a fifth grader, you're almost fifth grader, getting colors all over. It's going to be a super great time, and we're really excited to have this be a preview of what Swerve is going to be for them, while also getting them excited and pumped for this intentional year that they're going to be able to kind of be the pilots of as we create this.
Yeah, just so you know, we're not just doing this because of what has not been working. We really believe that this is the best way that we can intentionally help your student transition from kids ministry into youth ministry.
And we recognize that this is a change from the way things have currently been. And so if you have any questions or concerns and just want to chat with us more about this, feel free to shoot us an email. I'm going to spell my name for you because it's a little bit different. Yep. You can thank my parents for that. So it's Lindsay, LYNSIE at thepursuit.org.
And I'm Andrew at thepursuit.org. So we look forward to taking your questions, and we hope you know we're really excited for what this next year will look like for your fifth grade students.